Hare Krishna devotees, the Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Guru and Gauranga. So this is our continuation of reading Srila Prabhupada's small book, The Perfection of Yoga. So we have already discussed chapter number 2, which is work in devotion. Now we are going to start chapter number 3, Yoga as meditation on Kṛṣṇa. So before starting our discussion, let us offer Mangalacharan prayer. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshur-unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Shri Chaitanya-manovistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Vayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunath Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpati Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastave Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sade Devi Pranamami Haripri Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratuse Namah Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminati Namane Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatadeshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gauravakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So, the perfection of yoga. Chapter 3, Yoga as meditation on Kṛṣṇa. In India, there are sacred places where yogis go to meditate in solitude. As prescribed in Bhagavad Gita, traditionally, yoga cannot be executed in a public place. But insofar as Kirtana Mantra Yoga, or yoga of chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare is concerned, the more people is present, the better. When Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was performing Kirtana in India some 500 years ago, he organized in each group 16 people to lead the chanting and thousands of people chanting with them. This participation in Kirtana, in the public chanting of the names of glories of the Lord, is very possible and is actually easy in this age. But as far as the meditational process of yoga is concerned, that is very difficult. It is especially stated in Bhagavad Gita that to perform meditational yoga, one should go to a secluded and holy place. In other words, it is necessary to leave home. In this age of overpopulation, it is not always possible to find a secluded place. But this is not necessary in Bhakti Yoga. In the Bhakti Yoga system, there are 9 different processes: hearing, chanting, remembering, serving, worshipping the deities in the temple, praying, carrying out orders, serving Krishna as a friend, and sacrificing for him. After that, Shravanam, Kirtanam, hearing and chanting are considered the most important. At the public Kirtana, one person can chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, while a group listens, and at the end of the mantra, the group can respond. And in this way, there is a reciprocation of hearing and chanting. This can easily be performed in one's own home with small group of friends or with many people in large public place. One may attempt to practice meditational yoga in a large city or in society, but one must understand that this is one's own concoction and is not the method recommended in Bhagavad Gita. The whole process of yoga system is to purify oneself. And what is this purification? Purification ensured upon the realization of one's actual identity. Purification is realizing that I am pure spirit. I am not this matter. Due to material contact, we are identifying ourselves with matter and we are thinking I am this body. But in order to perform real yoga, one must realize his constitutional position as being distinct from matter. The purpose of seeking out secluded place and executing meditational process is to come to this understanding. It is not possible to come to this understanding if one executes the process improperly. In any case, this consideration of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Harer Nam eva kevalam, kalo nasti gatiranyata. In this age of quarrel and disagreement, Kali Yuga, there is no other way of spiritual realization but this chanting of the names. There is no other way, there is no other way, and there is no other way. It is generally thought, at least in the Western world, that the yoga system involves meditating on the void, but the Vedic literature does not recommend meditating on any void. Rather, the Vedas maintains that yoga means meditation on Vishnu, and this is also maintained in Bhagavad Gita. In many yoga societies, we find that people sit cross-legged and very straight, then close their eyes to meditate, and 50% of them go to sleep because when we close our eyes, have no subject matter for contemplation. We simply goes to sleep. Of course, this is not recommended by Sri Kṛṣṇa in Bhagavad Gita. One must sit very straight and eyes to be half closed, gazing at the tip of one's nose. If one does not follow the instruction, the result will be sleep and nothing more. Sometimes, of course, meditation goes on when one is sleeping, but this is not recommended process for executing of yoga. Thus, to keep oneself awake, Kṛṣṇa advises that one always keep the tip of the nose visible. In addition, one must always undisturbed. If mind is agitated or if there is a great deal of activity going on, one will not be able to concentrate. In meditational yoga, one must also be devoid of fear. There is no question of fear when one enters spiritual life, and one must also be brahmachari. Completely free from sex life. Nor can there be any demand on meditating in this way. When there are no demands, and one execute his system properly, then he can control his mind. After one has met all requirements for meditation, he must transfer his whole thought to Kṛṣṇa or Vishnu. It is not that one is transferred his thought to vacancy. Thus Kṛṣṇa says that one absorbed in meditational yoga system is always thinking of me. The yogi obviously has to go through great deal of difficulty to purify the Atma, mind, body and soul. But it is a fact that this can be done mostly effective in this age simply by chanting Hare Kṛṣṇa, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Why is this? Because this transcendental sound vibration is not different from Kṛṣṇa. When we chant his names with devotion, then Kṛṣṇa is with us. And when Kṛṣṇa is with us, then what is the possibility of remaining impure? Consequently, one absorbed in Kṛṣṇa consciousness and chanting the names of Kṛṣṇa and serving him always receives the benefit of the highest form of yoga. The advantage is that he doesn't have to take all the troubles of meditational process. That is the beauty of Kṛṣṇa consciousness. In the yoga, it is necessary to control all the senses, and when all senses are controlled, the mind must be engaged in thinking of Vishnu. One becomes peaceful after this conquering material life. Jitatmanah prasantasya paramatma samahita shitoshna sukha dukkheshu tata manapamanayu. Translations. For one who has conquered mind, the super soul is already reached, for he has attained tranquility. Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter 6, verse number 7. This material world has been linked to for great forest fire. As in the forest, fire may automatically take place. So in this material world, although we may try to live peacefully, there is always great conflagration. It is not possible to live in peace everywhere in this material world. It is not possible to live in peace anywhere in this material world. But for one who is transcendentally situated either by meditational yoga system or by empirical philosophical method or by bhakti yoga, peace is possible. All forms of yoga are meant for transcendental life, but the method of chanting is especially effective in this age. Kirtana may go on for hours and one may not feel tired, but it is difficult to sit in lotus position perfectly still for more than a few minutes. Yet regardless of process, one on the fire of material life is extinguished. One does not simply experience what is called impersonal void. Rather, as Kṛṣṇa tells Arjuna, one enters into supreme abode. Yunjam evam sadatmanam yogi niyatamana manasaha shantim nirvana paramam matsam sam adhigacchati. Translations. By meditating in this matter, always controlling the body, mind and activities, the mystic transcendently attains to peace, the supreme nirvana which abides in me. Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter 6, verse 15. Krishna's abode is not void. It is like an establishment, and in establishment there is a variety of engagement. The successful yogi actually attains to the kingdom of God, where there is spiritual variegatedness. The yoga process are simply ways to elevate oneself to enter into the abode. Actually, we are belong to that abode, but being forgetful, we are put in this metal world, just as madman becomes crazy and is put into the lunatic asylum. So we, losing the sight of our spiritual identity, become crazy and are put into the metal world. Thus, the metal world is a sort of lunatic asylum, and we can easily notice that nothing is done very sanely here. Our real business is to get out and enter into the kingdom of God. Our real business is to get out and enter into the kingdom of God. In Bhagavad Gita, Kṛṣṇa gives information of this kingdom and also gives instructions about his position in our position, of what he is, what we are. All the information is necessary is set forth in Bhagavad Gita, and the same will take advantage of this knowledge. So with this we have completed discussion on chapter number 3 of this great book, The Perfection of Yoga. Thank you so much for hearing. Your servant Brijesh Tanay Das.